You're live. Hello, celestial viewers. How are you guys? I hope everyone is in a blissful moment. I'm very glad to be here with you guys. Today, I chose a very interesting subject, which can be kind of tricky. And most times of our lives, this can be very useful or for big successful purposes or for moments that we're feeling down, and it's about connectiveness. Now, connectiveness is very interesting. Connectiveness, you can have it with people or with higher beings. You can have it with animals, and you can have it with trees and plants because they do have their way of communicating. So, if you've got the power of connectiveness, you can communicate with them if you connect on their level. Uh, I'm going to give an example. Don Juan Matos from Carlos Castaneda's books, his mentor, he was his mentor for 5 years. He used to say that you can change your inner energy up to a certain point. That, for example, let's suppose you're in a jungle and then you find. Como que é onça? Como que é onça? Como é onça em inglês? Responde mais rápido, por favor, bem. Onça. Uh,
Jaguar.
Once. Here says
Jaguar.
jaguar. Yeah, okay.
Or a lion. A feline.
He says that you can put your energy to be something so entirely different from you that, for example, if you are on a jungle and a jaguar starts chasing you, you change your energy. For example, let's suppose you got cats, normal cats, and you pet them, and you know how is the energy of petting a cat. So he says, like an example. This is not his specific example from the book. This is just an association, but he says like this: if you see a jaguar running after you on a jungle, imagine you're facing your cat and that you're prepared to pet him. That jaguar will get so confused because you changed your energy that he will not understand you as his hunt anymore. He will understand you as a cat having an owner and wanting to be pet. And why do I say that? Because connectiveness is, we have the normal way that we do things in life and our relations to other people, but we also have the unconnectiveness and the fact that you can change it. How do you change that? By changing your inner energy on how you feel about the one thing that you want to connect with. So, for example, if you want to connect to a tree and hear her historical messages from her landscape and all that, you don't try to talk to her like a human being to a tree. You actually put yourself as if you were a tree. Think of yourself, if I were a tree and if I had to stand still my whole life and I have to be here and the only thing that can move me is rain or wind. And what feeds me is the water. How would I feel? And then when you connect on that level and you make yourself be this stillness being, you will be starting to get in the same level of the tree. This is actually just in the beginning because later you do it so automatically that it will seem to you as if you were a human talking to a tree. Lê, dá pra você fechar a porta ali, por favor, por causa do barulho? And the thing about connectiveness is, why is it kind of tricky? Because it looks like you can do something, but it's not actually that. So, okay, let's suppose I want to connect with a person. Should I ask that person to connect with her? Like, hey, can I connect with you? No, it's not that mental, okay? When you want to connect, you ask inside, oh, I want to connect you. And then you keep it to yourself. You leave it your desire into your energy and leave it there in silence. Don't keep overthinking about it, because actually when you overthink, you spend energy So the energy that you wanted to put in the connection is diverging from the act of connecting to the act of thinking. So when I talk about connectiveness, this is kind of tricky. You need to desire within you. Hey, I would like to connect with that person, that X person, that N person, that whatever person. And can you do that for me? And then you silence it to yourself and just be you. Okay. Every time that that person comes by close to you, your spirit, your invisible thing will discuss with that other person's invisible thing if they can connect and how they can connect. And the beautiful part of this is kind of the beginning of telepathy, because when you ask yourself to do that and the other spirit hear it, it will not be the person, it will be the spirit. And when the spirit hear it, the spirit will give you a hint. Hey, to connect with this person, can you please do this? Like, be close to flowers or start singing this song or whatever. The spirit of the other person will tell you about this connectiveness, how he wants to get connected with, because this happens. And then because you asked your spirit to bring that connection, and because your spirit heard the other person's spirit, then your spirit will make you act as if as the other person is expecting to be connected with. uh, Now the thing, I'm sorry, I think my neighbor is doing kind of a lot of noise. If you're hearing the noise, I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, so your spirit will make you act as the other person is expecting a sign to be connected with, because this works as a sign. Okay, it's like about an agreement over a sign. So the other spirit will say something like this: oh, to connect with me, I would like to hear a specific song. So if I hear someone singing that song, I will be interested and I will be curious about that person and I will look up that person. And then what your spirit will do when that person crosses you out of nowhere, you won't understand. You will start singing the song requested by the other spirit. As I said, it could be singing, it could be smelling a flower, it could be anything, okay? Be very open, because the other spirit can ask for anything. It can ask for a hug, it can ask for consolation on any matter. The other spirit will tell you how to connect. But this is among relationships between people, okay? Now, Carlos Castaneda, me manda aquela figura, por favor,
I sent
por
you already.
web. Tá na Whats? Carlos Castaneda's mentor, Don Juan Matos. I will tell you about Don Juan Matos. Please note that this is Carlos Castaneda, mentor. He used to say, we are like balls of lights. And as we are balls of lights, everyone is lights. So there is no limits between our spirits. Let me get us a picture. I will share with you this picture just a bit. And here, can I enhance this? Yes. Okay, let me just share my screen now. Just this. Okay. So, from what Don Juan Matos explained, we're kind of it that you're seeing. This image with this toroidal, the energy leaves from our heads and doing a circle on us, it gets back on us from our feet. Actually, in here, the picture only shows up to the knees, but actually it would be your whole body. When you are seen in the spiritual world, you're not being seen with this physical thing going on you. You are seen in that ball of light. I don't know if the color is purple, but this was the best image I found. But I do believe it's a color of light, so I suppose would be white or yellow, but it's light, okay? So I suppose it could be any color. Maybe I'm being limited of thinking of colors. And in that situation that you can see in this image, what happens is we are all these lights. So when the edge of that purple light touches the other person's edges of the same light, you are already connecting. Even if you're in silence, you don't need to talk. If you, we call here it in Brazil the bubble. If you get in the other person's bubbles, so if your bubble touch the other person's bubbles, but it's a circular light, circle, circular,
Circle.
circular, circle light, the circle of light. If your circle of light touch the other person, you are already dealing with one with another in some way, probably on an energetic level, because it's energy touching energy. Sometimes the other person will react like, oh my God, that person seems to be getting way too close to me. But actually, it could happen the other way around. If you go close to someone and that person seems to like you and you go close to her, she'll be, oh my God, that person seems to be getting closer to me. So this is human connectiveness, okay? But please watch the belly, her belly, this image's belly, okay? Right in the center of her belly, there is this triangle with a center of light. That center of light on our, como é que é? Umbigo?
Belly button.
Belly button. That circle of light that remains in our belly buttons, it is a whole, it is a whole hole because it's a full hole full of energy. And that energy is actually infinitively connected to everything. So I'm here, my partner is here by my left, and he's got the same thing. As I pass him, my center of energy of life here in the center of my stomach, in my belly button, is connected with his and whoever is in the world, because this connective of us, the whole thing of the whole connection between all of us, even if we're not seeing those lights in our bellies, they are part of what, not like consequence, okay, this is more like the principle, because of this full connection between all of us. Because of that, we all together are creating our reality. And if you want something, you have to desire it from your bottom, from this place on your stomach, because if you want this desire will be spread in the central energy of force of life on your stomach, and it will communicate with all other beings. And together, all of those lives will make it come true to you. So when you put a desire out there, you have to wish it like deeply from your bottom, like pull it from the most root chakra you can, and bring it to your consciousness and leave it in here, because while you were doing that, your spirit will connect other spirits to make it come true. And why do I say that this is the principle? Because this talks about we are all one. Okay, a lot of people know this, some know this just on an intelligent level, but this is real. And sometimes when you feel that integrated connection with the whole universe and everyone, you will know that you are one, because your thoughts can influence others, as I've said before. Now, the thing about connectiveness is you cannot force it. You cannot like insist. You cannot like be, hey, please, 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 pretty, please, 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 please. No, that doesn't work. Okay. That's why it's so tricky. You cannot like desire it in your mind and keep asking it forever. No, it's like, hey, iOS, I already asked you, my heart, do your job. I'll be waiting. And change the subject. Now, there is a word for that, also brought by Dom Juan Matos. Como que é a palavra que eu estou procurando? Peraí. O que eu tinha acabado de falar? Lê, me ajuda. Perdi a palavra, Lê. Você não vai me ajudar? Mas o que eu estava falando? Espreita. I'm looking for the word espreita, okay? Lurks. It says in here it means lurks.
Look out. Ambush.
Ambush. No, not in the sense of ambush. It's more like lurks, because it's like this. He explains you this. If you desire something, go there and put in your desire. Bring it to your consciousness. Make a map of it. Okay, realize with yourself, I want this. Did you get conscious that you want this? Okay, you got conscious that you want this. And then he I don't know if in the books in English use the same word, because I read it in Portuguese. But the translation I found for the word in Portuguese would be lurks. He tells you to lurks, which he would mean by this: you desired, now go do something entirely different. Entirely different. You cannot think of the subject. Don't talk to other people of the subject. Anything. Don't overthink it. Anything. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm putting my hand on the mic. I'm sorry. Don't do anything about it. Just go ahead and do something different. Go play some sports. Go watch some TV. Whatever you feel like. Just don't think about what you're really desiring for. Because what you're doing is, if you desire and you keep asking the force all the time, hey, do you remember I want that? It's like this: you have a letter in your hand and you want to reach your destination. But every time that the man from the post office comes to take the letter from you, you're saying, oh no, please give me the letter back. I want to take care of it. No, it's not like this. You write the letter, you make conscious that you wrote that letter, and you leave it to the post office. In this case, the post office would be angels, guides, whatever. Okay, you can use your belief for that. And leave it with there. Leave it with this force that heard your message. Believe me, he's the he's the hearing himself. He cannot unhear you. Okay, if you said something and you direct it to your heart and your spirit, believe me, he cannot unhear you, because you are the one who gives the orders. He obeys. Okay, this is for real. So desire it, tell your heart that you want it, and go do something entirely different in the right time that will come. Don't keep rushing it. Don't keep forcing it. Don't anything. Just relax on it. And if you thought about the subject, oh, I really wanted that. So, okay, let me relax. I want that, but let me relax because it will come. So I don't have to be nervous. And this is very interesting because that works with the higher forces too. If you ask them for help, hey, big forces, I want help from you guys. Can you please guide me on counseling me and telling me what to do to reach the destination that I want? Believe that they heard you, because they cannot unhear you. It's not doable. They cannot pretend you don't exist. They cannot pretend you didn't say anything. They just hear you, okay? It's that they have no option. I wish you could take my word for it, but if you don't take my word for it, just test it yourself, okay, please. And you ask them the connection and you say, hey, I want to connect. Can we connect? Ask for the invisible force. Pretend that there is someone invisible that person is hearing you, and say to her, can we connect? I really wish to see how it is, this connection. And leave the subject behind, okay? And the more calmer you get, the more you don't think about it, the closer you are from it. And after this point on, it gets very interesting because there are two states. Let's talk about those two states. When you are asking, you're bringing to yourself and your energetical body the energy of I'm asking. So while asking, there is this energy of I'm asking. When they answer, you have to be in the energy of listening, and that's super tricky. The ring is hearable? No. And this is super tricky because once you requested to connect and the other heard, you can no longer do anything about it. You have to wait. But the best way to wait is to keep in this state of now I'm hearing. And in this point, it can go deeply trickier because if you are a know-it-all, I'm sorry to say you won't get it. You have to be very humble to listen to that, because while you are in the proud energy, you are super hearing your ego's requests. And ego's requests, they are related to vanity. They are related to show yourself off to the world and how is your status or anything. In this point, when you ask to connect with them, you have to be very much, okay, I may know a lot of stuff, but close to the greater wisdom, I know nothing. I know nothing. So can you please come and say to me what I have to know? Can you come and say the truth? This is important. When you go wish for it, you need to wish for the truth. If you're wishing for them to answer only things you want to hear, it won't work. They won't answer. And they can tell you this, that they are not answering you because you are expecting any specific answer, and they can only tell you the truth. So when you want to wish for them to connect with you, and if you want to see them on your life, you have to be in the state of I don't know anything, even if I know a lot. I don't know anything because close to the greater wisdom of life, I know nothing. I can be a physician and I know nothing. I can be a doctor and I know nothing. I can be a lawyer and I know nothing. You can be a PhD, but please remember you know nothing because you don't know what generates life. You don't know what generates breathing. You don't know what generates atmosphere. You don't know what generates this breath of life inside of you. For whatever explanations that the science tries to give you, you won't know the origins. You whatever Big Bang explanation was given to you, you won't know the intrinsic forces surrounding it and keeping it all together. And why sometimes this first decides that someone needs to live and the other one die, and the other one is born with so much health and the other one with more delicate situation. When we touch this part, we don't know anything. Why someone comes health and the other one doesn't? Why someone dies and the other one lives? If they had the same thing going on, okay? So we know nothing. There is a part of our lives that is ruled by mystery. And then when we put ourselves in front of this big mystery, we have to realize and recognize that we know nothing close to it. So if you go there and you say, okay, I really am wanting to pay attention on you, but I'm not getting to focus because I'm so wishing that I keep thinking about it. So can you please help me calm down so I can receive you? And can you please keep me in that state of listening so I can hear your voice? And then remember to be super calm, as almost going to sleep kind of calm, because that voice doesn't want to disrespect you. And because of that, that voice is going to talk on a very, very, very low, little, low voice that will come from inside of you. And you have to be very calm to listen to that voice. And these beings, they are so wise and they can lead us for so many things that are so great and beyond, that if you ask them for connection, and if you don't know how to do this, sometimes they even teach you a new prayer. Sometimes they come to you and say to you, okay, if you want that, ask like this, then do your prayer. And he tells you how to do your prayer, and then you concentrate and you do the prayer that you heard. Because when these connectives, this other forces, when they see that you want to connect, they get up. Wow, yes, he wants to connect. He wants to connect. Let's connect. And they will look for whatever means there are inside of your mind and beliefs to try to connect with you. They are not closed, okay? They are super open. They are here with heart and open arms just for you. Who is closed is you, okay? So what we want to do is open you. So when I say ask for it, is because you need to exercise to think about it, not because you need to tell them. They do know a lot. Okay, they probably do already know what you want because when you think about it, they can hear you telepathically. So they already know what you want, but they need you to tell this yourself. That's why you pray, because you're trying to recognize to yourself what you want and what you need. This is the reality. They already know it. They're already hearing you from when you were born and probably before. Okay, the first know you from before you were in your mother's
Womb.
womb. Thank you. So he knows everything that you like, you wish for. You have to tell it to yourself. Hey, I want to connect. You're not telling this to them. You're telling this to you. Hey, I want to be connectable. So remember this. You have to ask. The best way to do this You believe in people, right? If you believe that if you're talking to someone, that person will answer, okay? This is a normal conversation. You go there the same precise way. Look to the invisibility and say to the invisibility, hey, invisibility, someone told me that there's live on you. Can you show me that live? I wish I could see that live so I could see other things more than just here on earth. And they told me you hear me, so I bet you're hearing me, okay? I will believe you are hearing me. You are hearing me. So please show to me how can we connect. And this force will start opening your mind, will start make you think different things that you didn't think before, will start making you want to do new things that you want to do. Like, for example, let's suppose you are a person and you are in love with the city and you like everything about computers and video games and you like to stay in the world wide web connectiveness all day long, and out of nowhere, this being will start asking you, oh, go to a square, find trees, try to find a lake, try to light up a fire. It will start asking you things, and those things that will be asked on you, they will be given to you to help you open connectiveness on you. Okay, this is highly important. So remember this, if you ask for this connectiveness, it will answer by giving you ideas that will look like you had them. How you will know that this was inspired by someone else? Because when you're thinking it, you will find, oh, how strange. This is the first time I want to do this. Yes, it's because you were inspired, because you asked it for that connection, and that connection also wants to connect with you and is teaching you how to be open for it. So he can ask you anything. He can ask you, oh, please be kind to other people. Oh, you can please connect to Earth. So lay down on Earth and put your ears on Earth. It can ask you anything, and just follow it because it will be teaching you how to be open. This all of our prayers is not for us to talk to them, because we are already talking to them when we are wishing. They can hear our wishes. They can hear because we think about them, and they communicate telepathically, as I said before. So remember this, when you pray, you are making it constant for you, and this is very important. Why do I say this? Because sometimes prayer, they look like and it's not this. Sometimes I am in my house and I go like, hey, Father, I want this, can you help me get this? And he goes like, okay, be open, I will tell you how to reach that. And then in the next month, he tells me, oh, if you want to reach there, you would have to open something else. To open that something else, you would have to do another prayer. Hey, I'm doing this prayer because I want to open this with that. And I was told to pray because he's guiding me. So, hey, spiritual being in me, hear that this is necessary for our openness, okay? And you will start getting those practices. And it will always make you look like this was your idea. Remember the following, this channel is an open channel. You can have right forces and left forces. The left forces, they can play with very obscure things. So remember to always, when you connect, remember to be in a good mood, call for love, call for happiness, call for good things. Remember of the best moments in your life so you can connect to the right side of the forest, which will gives you the guidance for your wished things, which will give you direction for finding your happiness, your path of happiness. And be open to what you will hear in your feedback when you are in this state of listening. Please remember to be in the state of listening. Okay, I hope that this can give you some ideas on how to start this if you're in the start of the process. Thank you for being in here with me up to this point again. Thank you so much, Love and Moon Boutique, for our partnership. I love you guys. And remember, if you want to get deeper knowledge of everything that we are discussing in these lives, remember to become a Celestial member for Love and Moon Boutique. You will get all the enhanced knowledge and technical knowledge by becoming a member, okay? Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Namaste. Bye bye.